So today, we're diving into one of the biggest legal and creative puzzles of our time. And it is truly a billion-dollar question. And the thing is, the answer is smashing this super futuristic tech right up against intellectual property laws that are, get this, over a century old.
All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to unpack how we even got here, and maybe more importantly, where this whole thing is headed.
To really get a handle on the problem, you first have to understand the rules of the game. And right now, when it comes to intellectual property, it's pretty much a humans-only club.
When it comes to copyright, the U.S. Copyright Office has been crystal clear. You have to have a human author. It's the bedrock of the whole system. You know, they famously used this rule to deny copyright to a monkey who took that viral selfie. Why? Because an animal, just like a machine, doesn't have that spark of human creativity.
And if you think that's tough, patent law is even stricter. To be an inventor, you have to have that aha moment, that conception, a complete idea formed in your mind. It's a mental standard that, well, a non-human AI just can't meet, by definition. And right here, this is exactly why the whole AI debate splits down two totally different roads. For patents, that bar is super high, so everyone agreed pretty quickly. But for copyright, the bar is low and kind of fuzzy, and that has created a total legal mess. So yeah, patent offices all over the world got on the same page fast. An inventor has to be human. But when you step into the world of copyright, whoa, it is a completely different story. And this really got put to the test with something called DABUS. It's an AI system that was listed as the inventor on a bunch of patent applications all over the world. And guess what? From the EU to the US to the UK, the highest courts all said the same thing. Nope, an inventor has to be a real live human being. Okay, so what's absolutely wild is how that solid global agreement on patents just completely vanishes when you start talking about copyright. I mean, there is zero consensus here.
Just look at the three big players. They're all going in different directions. In the US, they're sticking to that strict human authorship rule, which means most raw AI stuff just gets tossed into the public domain. The EU, they're kind of similar, but they're throwing in a huge curveball with their new AI Act, which is all about transparency on training data. And then you've got the UK, the real wild card. They have this old law from 1988 for computer-generated works that, and this is crazy, could actually give a copyright to something made with no human author at all.
Let's zoom in on that US position for a sec, because it really gets to the core of what you and I are doing when we use these tools. The official line is that your super creative, detailed prompt, well, that's just an idea, and you can't copyright an idea. They see it like you're telling a painter what to paint. You're the client, not the artist. Since the AI is the one making the final expressive choices, no human gets the copyright. Not you, anyway. Okay, so here's the crucial point, the big plot twist. While everyone is up in arms arguing about who owns the AI's output, the final image, the biggest, highest stakes legal battles are actually being fought over something else entirely. And when you shift your focus from who owns it to who gets sued, everything changes. This introduces a massive layer of risk into the whole AI world that most of us as users don't even think about. See, the real legal danger doesn't begin when you type in a prompt. It starts way back with the inputs. Those billions of copyrighted images, articles, and songs that were scraped off the internet to train these models in the first place. That's where the real fight is, and it creates this chain of liability that we all need to understand. So, to defend themselves for using all that data, AI companies in the US are basically betting the whole farm on fair use, which is a powerful legal shield, but it's also famously unpredictable. Over in Europe, the rules are a bit clearer. They have specific exceptions for data mining, but, and this is key, they also give the original creators the opt-out. That hands a bit of control back to them. So this creates this chain of risk that just flows downhill. First, you've got the AI developer getting sued for how they train the model. We're seeing that with companies like Stability AI. Then, the platform you're using, like Adobe or Microsoft, could be on the hook for profiting from it. And finally, that risk can land right in your lap. I mean, if you generate an image that looks a little too much like a famous cartoon mouse and you slap it on a t-shirt, you could be the one getting that scary legal letter for direct infringement. So where does all this legal chaos leave us? Well, the path forward isn't some crazy new law that gives rights to robots. What we're actually seeing is a kind of new hybrid system starting to take shape. Look, the big players like the US Copyright Office have been really clear about this. They have no interest in creating special IP rights for AI. The goal is the same as it's always been, to keep the bar high enough to protect and, incentivize actual human creativity. And what this is creating is a really clear two-track system. On one track, you've got work where a human is heavily involved. Think of a graphic designer using AI to generate a bunch of cool elements, but then they're the ones choosing, editing, and arranging everything into a final, unique piece. That work, it's high value, you can protect it, you can sell it. Then you've got the other track, raw, one-click AI output. That stuff is defaulting into this huge, low-value public domain. It's becoming a commons where anyone can grab anything, which is basically going to flood the entire low-end stock photo market.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, if you're a creator, you need to document your process, your prompts, your choices, your edits. That's your proof, your legal armor. If you're running a company, you have to manage your risk. That means using AI tools that promise to cover your legal fees or that are trained on licensed data. And for all you innovators out there, the real opportunity isn't in replacing humans. It's in building the tools that supercharge human creativity to get it over that copyright finish line.
So in the end, this billion-dollar question isn't just about who owns what right now. It's really about a choice we're all making as a society. What do we want to value more tomorrow? The unique spark of human ingenuity or the incredible raw power of automated creation?